the hottest topic that we got, that I know a lot of people have some shit to say about. I know that will have a lot to say about. Let's talk about Justin Roiland
It's
and Rick and
oh
Morty. Because the last time we got on here, uh, he had the allegations surface
Yes.
saying he was
I can
about to go to
revisit.
court.
You want me to revisit it?
Yeah. But now he's been let go from Adult Swim.
Yes.
So he also got let go from his own company, Squanch Games.
Yep.
Right. So before, everybody was like, how is this going to exist without Justin Roiland? He is Rick and Morty. He is most of the cast. But we're just going to clump all these subjects together because guess what? The next article that came out a few days later was Justin Roiland apparently had not much to do with Rick and Morty's production in years.
yeah, that's the one I
So,
read.
yeah. So all these people, and including myself, like how are they going to do this shit without him? Well, apparently, for the past 3 seasons, he has nothing to do with the production.
Yeah,
He just shows up, does his lines.
Roiland and Dan Harmon apparently hadn't been on speaking terms for quite a while, which I remember hearing rumors
Yeah.
of that, a
Yeah.
long time ago. And like, they even make a joke in it in one of the episodes where they're like, "If y'all would just stop fighting, we could get the show going." Or they make, I don't remember the exact quote, but they have referenced it even on the show. So it's like
Yeah.
very common knowledge. I feel like that they were having issues anyway.
It's just so ridiculous that, like, you could be two dudes. You're like, hey, let's come up with a fucking cartoon. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna like make a bunch of butt jokes or whatever. Time travel and sex, sexual crude humor. But eventually, you're fucking, you know, millionaires. I don't know if they're millionaires actually, but I know that they make that much money for Comedy Central, or not Comedy Central, or Adult Swim. And then you're not talking. You're like homies making a show together, a stupid
Fleetwood
cartoon.
Mac,
You
bro.
don't even talk. What the hell?
Fleetwood Mac.
But
Fleetwood Mac did it, and they hated each other. Every one of them fucking hated each other, but they still did it.
it's just wild to me, you know?
You know,
Because
look, it is a multi-million-dollar business, Rick and Morty alone.
right,
Because like look at all the merchandising that they were producing. Look at how like long people waited between seasons and put up with the bullshit because they love this show so much. And then he's going on to make other shows like Solar Opposites. He's part of the Koala Man team. Isn't there a show with the devil, or is that Dan Harmon's show?
I have no idea, honestly.
There's a devil show with Danny DeVito as the devil.
Yes, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about, but I don't know whose show it is.
There's just so many. Like those guys were just creating so much, and just with whatever studios they're with Hulu and stuff. They had the original content from Koala Man, like I said, and Solar Opposites. Like, is that all gone? Like, we don't really know. We know that they're going to recast Rick and Morty, but we don't know what's going to happen to all of these other projects, especially his own like video game company.
So from what I'm reading right now, as of January 25th, they've confirmed that he has been removed from Solar Opposites and Koala Man, and they will continue to be produced without his involvement.
Okay, I like Solar Opposites. I think that's a fun show.
That show was great.
Yeah.
The first season was amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, apparently he's stepping away from most of it. This is my question. Allegation. So there seemed to have been some thought that maybe he wasn't going to have these charges carried through, and that it was going to be dismissed. Doesn't seem that that's going to be the case anymore. So I'm curious as to maybe what came to light or what changed the trajectory of that. Because last month when we did cover it, it did seem like there wasn't going to be much of it. It just seemed like it was going to be handled and we were going to continue to have him involved.
Yeah.
But no, middle of last month to the end of last month. He's been removed from everything. Looks like he's just being scrubbed. They're going to continue productions on all three of those shows at least: Rick and Morty, Koala Man, Solar Opposites. Which is crazy because, I mean, we're probably going to see this play out in real time now and see what happens with the allegations. And so, I guess knowing what we know moving forward, I'm a big Rick and Morty fan. Is it going to change your perception of the show? Are you guys going to go into it with maybe some different glasses on? Watching
No.
it through a different lens?
For me, I'm gonna completely cut artists and art separate. I like that show. Um, this may sound dumb, but like, there was a point where I was really low in my life, and I felt like Rick and Morty, like those kind of shows, South Park, whatever. You know, there's certain shows that were like my comfort zone shows,
hell
and
yeah.
Rick and Morty
Yes.
was one of them. And so I'm not gonna like just say I can't watch these first 5, 6 seasons, however many seasons he's on, because like you know, those were my comfort, and they still are. Like if I'm having a
Oh,
bad
yeah.
day, I can flip on a Rick and Morty, and I'm cool. So you know what? He's a douche. I think they overall did the right thing by waiting to see like what was going to happen. They weren't backing him, but they weren't like distancing themselves yet. They waited until there was something changed in the case to where there was more concrete evidence or something, and then when they got it, they were like, "All right, we're done. We're cutting ties." You know, I don't know if he's gonna still make money off the show. Like, I don't know if he's
Oh, I mean, obviously he co-wrote a lot of it, so he's gonna
Right.
get his nut. You know,
There's
he's
gonna be
gonna get
some-
those royalty checks for sure.
Yeah, some legal workings for sure.
But
Uh,
we've talked about this before with bands. Like, there's artists, there's writers, there's animators, there's sound engineers. There's so many people that are working on this show. If we just say, well, fuck this show because of one asshole that they got rid of, all these other people are out of that this very popular show with all this income that they could be making. And I don't know. I'm still going to support it. I'm still going to play High on Life eventually. I'm going to play that even though he's
Well, I think that there's a lot to be said about like if everyone works at a company that like when the front man has some allegations and everyone knows that they're a fucking great person, they're gonna stand by that person.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, nah, we're gonna support this person. We're gonna see how this shit goes. But it was like, you know, several days after all that stuff came out that like Adult Swim was like, no, we're done. And then like his own company was like, no, we're done too. Like, and so I don't know. I think it speaks for itself to be like, you know, everyone involved was just like, no, we're not gonna
Fuck
see
that
how
guy.
this goes. We
No.
all know he's a dick, you know.
Yeah.
So
a story that he did with Ali Gertz, one of the singers and writers for the show and for the music on Rick and Morty. Apparently, he asked her, quote, "Can you write a song about 9 dicks of different size and ethnic origins hanging above your face, and then in the lyrics describe how they each splatter you with semen?" But let me just he said that to her. That was part of her complaints. Now, in what I believe is full ironic comedy, up until 2015, Ali Gert's YouTube channel was called Cosby Sweater. And now she's complaining
yeah,
about content of lyrics that he wanted
Okay.
to write. Just
All
the
right.
same.
yeah, that's funny. Evil Ghost Ninja says Tweeter DMs
Tweeted him.
came out of Justin talking to underage girls, came out after the domestic abuse stuff came to light, and that's what pushed it over.
Well, there was also some jokes on a podcast that he made about like underage girls and
Yes.
stuff. Like, and that wasn't just like a one-time thing. Like, I think there was like several clips that were floating around for a hot minute about I don't remember what the jokes were, but I remember hearing one and just being like, yeah, that's not very funny. That's.
I mean, I think we'd all be canceled if they just went back and listened to podcasts with underage sex jokes.
Yeah.
Mistake. I think
Yeah.
there'd be a lot of shows that'd be canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
Allegedly.
what's his name? Who's the Guardians writer?
Not singer.
James
fuck.
Gunn?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
I was gonna
That's
say
why
Josh.
James Gunn got fired originally. It was because old tweets that were just like, pedophile jokes and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's like, dude, it was a different time. In the 90s, every person that you talked to was just like, hey, you want to hear a dead baby joke?
Hey, there's still
It's
like
true.
states in the U.S. where you can get married at like 15. That's the age of consent. So, not that I'm
Yeah,
advocating
you might.
it, but people act like we're so removed from underage shit when states still have it at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, also in the comments, Sam McCoy said their first mistake was not hiring Fuzz as a lawyer for the Rick and Morty.
Appreciate that, my guy.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Evil Ghost Ninja says, I don't think he was ironically grooming teens on Twitter. Okay. Yeah. Don't think so either. But yeah, let's move on. We still got a lot of stuff. At least 6 more hours worth of.
Yeah, we're going all night,
I
baby.
get to his house earlier. I get here earlier, and Rickshaw goes, "Well, we have 4 hours of content to do." And I just looked at him like,
And I was like, I'm just fucking kidding. We're gonna fucking.
But
try
he's
and
not.
get through it.
He's not.
No, you're
Well,
not,
no,
because
I'm not-
it'll go
Listen,
4 hours.
Listen,
I asked him too. I go, "Hey, do you need me there early so we can do extra content?" He's like, "Nah."
No, you're
We
just gonna stay up
prob-
really late.
we probably have like 48 minutes of rant right now. So we got to keep the
We?
rant down.
I
But it's
mean,
so
I-
We've been hitting
I
these
have 48
topics,
minutes.
bro. I feel like we've been on them.
Here's a
Can't
quick
give me
one.
a gun and tell me not to shoot it, dog. That's all. That's all I'm fucking saying.